No, just to know. Um,
Hello, hello, beautiful souls. We're so excited to be here with you and all of us here today. So, super excited about that. I want to welcome every one of you and thank you because you found your way to the Sacred Wisdom Circle. Linked by a golden thread, we are lighthouses, beacons of truth, guiding the way. Just guides, not the ones that know it all. We're figuring it out as we go, but through deep conversations and shared wisdom, we illuminate the path and heal through truth. Welcome, welcome, and thank you all for joining us today.
isn't
Hello,
that
everybody.
yeah.
So
Hi,
good to be back.
everybody. Yeah. And isn't that the truth that we're also just figuring it out as we go along? Such the truth.
Hmm.
Oh my goodness, right?
I feel like sometimes we need to remind people of that. We're not sitting here as experts being like, oh, we know all the things. We are just channeling inner wisdom, the things that we know through our own experiences. So know that we are not the be all and end all, but we will share with you what we know.
And isn't that the truth for all people that are in the influencer role? They're just figuring it out as they go along. So I think that's a great reminder for people to come back to your own inner truth. Um, Listen and gain nuggets of wisdom where you can, but don't, what is it? Lose your power. Don't put it on someone else, right?
Don't give it
Yeah.
away.
Give it away. Thank you. That was what I was trying to say. Don't give away your power. The words weren't coming to me. Mm,
And also don't kind of overinflate somebody else either.
yes.
It is part of giving your power away, but also, everybody, we're all just human. And we all have both our strengths, we have those vulnerabilities. And yeah, certainly for any of us, we are not wanting to be put on a pedestal as thinking that we are either more advanced or know more or any of those things. We all just on this beautiful path and journey of life.
And what I'm finding, speaking to that, is the relatability, right? Working with people when realize your humanness, because it's that element of we're just offering our wisdom, our perspective, helping them to discover their own. It may look like ours, it might not look like ours. And that doesn't matter. It's what resonates for them. And it's a beautiful thing. And it's happening more and more that people are recognizing the gifts that they've had since they were a child. I'm seeing that more and more. It's like, holy heck. And people who have been deemed with some mental health issues that are actually coming forward and realizing, like, there's something up here. I'm on medication, but it's not changing anything. And so it's been a lot of people who are stepping into that spiritual awareness. Mental health isn't to be fooled around with, but it is understanding that sometimes there is more underlying it. And it takes a little bit of digging and soul searching to actually figure that out. A lot of times we are putting those doctors, those therapists as the gurus, like they know it all, right? And that's the way society has been for so long. And it's recognizing you have your own intrinsic knowing and learning to tap into that more.
Mm.
Yeah.
And the fact that people do that is because the person that they're looking at is exuding a confidence. And that confidence is a huge attractor for all of us. And what it's saying is that that is also within you, that confidence. So instead of like borrowing their confidence and giving your power away to them, take it as a reflection, the mirror for you to say that, hey, you know what? I can gain that confidence and that, you know, attunement to my higher wisdom and step into more empowered strength, to more self confidence, to more self assuredness and self worth, and lead in my own life that way.
Absolutely. You're right about the mirrors, Janice. We're mirrors. Often it's easy to see the other person in all of their faults and their flaws, right? And recognizing that that's us seeing ourselves in that and being able to take a step back and going, okay, what do I need to heal? Right. So that I'm not actually focused on that stuff in other people. And then the element of actually looking at people in the mirror. If you don't see good in somebody, if you see that confidence in somebody, if you see all of these wonderful things, the only way you can see it is if you have it yourself. So really understanding that's the only way. Now that you're aware of that, what can you do to step into it so you're not needing the mirror to show you that?
Powerful stuff. It's recognizing it, right? And then,
Absolutely.
oh, they have it. That means like you said, I see it because I already have that within me. We just don't recognize it in ourselves.
Yeah. And it was really interesting because I met with a woman today, and she was talking about her workplace, and she was talking about a philosophy that's starting to come into workplaces about psychological safety. And
Mm.
I thought, how cool is that? And it's being implemented and brought in from a managerial down. So your top guns are taking this training and they're filtering it through down to the frontline workers. And it really is starting a culture change within an organization where it's about self responsibility. It's about looking at how is it I'm showing up in the dynamics that are going on at work. And I'd never heard that terminology of sacred psychological safety. I'm getting that's right. Yeah.
Psychological safety is what you
Yeah.
said.
Yes. And I thought, how cool is that? That it's starting to come in very different ways, but it's helping people to actually tap into themselves more. So we are starting to see this on a grander scale and within organizations, which I think is lovely. It's not just an individualist thing now.
It stands to reason too, because as people are individually awakening and they move into the roles that they take on within the workplace, that's how it's starting to. It's the water droplet that starts to ripple out, where the
Yes.
individual is going through their own transformation, and so in leadership spaces they start to bring that into the workplace as well. We're also seeing that here.
Wait.
Um,
Oh,
it's
sorry.
still it's kind of like the wave is still building, but the wave is definitely there.
Yes.
I'm not sure I resonate with that title. Psychological safety. To me, it makes it sound like it's my job to help you feel safe in the workplace. So, like, can we unpack that a little bit? Because it might come across very differently for different people.
So from everything that was shared with me is it's more people taking a look at themselves rather than blaming other people or making other people make them feel comfortable. It's about inclusivity. It's about having the space to be able to um, speak your mind, share your ideas without judgment, without criticism, that everything is of value. So it's that whole element of it's just, I think the title is a catchy title for someone, who's going out there and doing it, but it's also, and something that's, how do I put it? It's not wooey in the wording, if that makes any
Yeah.
sense at all. So
Yeah.
it's easier to get into where they need to go to make a difference. That's how I look at it. But it was really beautiful to hear how everything that she's learning, she realized that she wasn't really applying in her life and she could apply it in her life. And so coming to see me, she recognized that there's a lot of similarities between both in what she was learning with me. And the biggest thing is just taking a step back and taking the responsibility for how we're showing up, how we're participating, because we are raised in a society where we're over analyzing, we're blaming other people, we want other people to change. It's that whole looking outside of ourselves and it bringing it right back to, okay, let's look at myself. Let's look at what's going on within me. And how do I want to make changes? How do I want to implement, regardless of what other people are doing,
Yeah.
regardless of whether it changes anybody else? Because it's really not about anybody else.
A lot of this is coming in from the tech world in terms of how the tech worlds are structuring their businesses. I've been doing some work with this week, and it's not new. I mean, it's been around a while, but I've been doing some work with. Sorry, I've just got my puppy burying herself underneath the blanket. That's why the laptop's going all over the place. Thank you, Bailey. But it's the whole leadership model, the future-based structuring of how businesses are being structured is changing. Agile's been around for quite a long time. It's very definitely within the software space. and it's filtering into other places as well. And the biggest thing around that, which is linking to what you're saying, Pam, is that it's about the decentralization of authority and about empowering teams. And in that empowerment, that safety to be able to be myself, to have my voice, to be heard. And exactly what you're saying is that if we were going in with the kind of the more woo-woo side of it, I mean, when I first started my business, I called it 7 generations, and somebody said that, 23 years ago, somebody said to me, that's never going to fly. It's too esoteric, was the words that I was given. So if we couch it in the word psychological safety, it's more acceptable within corporate speak to bring that energy and that frequency into the organization's culture than if we had to talk about what, the kind of stuff we're talking about.
Absolutely.
Because there is still this so-called stigma around woo-woo and that it's unrealistic and all of those things. So, yeah, and again, like you were saying earlier on, Janice, take what you like and leave the rest. And if it doesn't resonate for you, let it go. Listen to what's going on within your own heart and your own soul as to what resonates for you. And it is, the permissions that people are being given now to show up in their truth are starting to expand more and more. And that's the encouraging thing. That's the thing that's exciting. So I don't know, Janice, if that helps, but
Oh, no, I understand. It's like a personal evaluation. But to me, I look at it from a bigger picture is like it's evolution of consciousness.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
very much so. Very much so.
And it's
I think,
wonderful to see it like
Yeah.
more clearly on those levels now, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just, I mean, we all see it on an individualistic viewpoint, in all honesty, with all the work that we're doing.
Yeah.
Right. But when we can actually start to see that it's being implemented in a variety of ways on and affecting cultures within businesses, I just think it's phenomenal. It speaks to how rapidly things are changing, how more and more people are being impacted. And you know what? Some people might not like it. That's okay. Take what works, leave the rest behind. And it's you can't unlearn the things you're learning. I think that's what is really lovely. You can't go completely backwards. So there's an element of something that you may have heard, even though it doesn't feel as though it's landed, there'll be something that will happen down the line in your experience that will bring you back to that moment and go, oh, that's what they were talking about. And so now you have internalized it very differently because we're beings of experience. We have to have the experience to solidify it. Sometimes we don't have the experience beforehand that makes us go, oh, wow. Other time, for some people that is the case, but a lot of times it's after the fact. It's like, oh, now I get what they were talking about. You may have dismissed it, pushed aside, but it's still there.
the genie's
It's
out
just
of the
you have to have the
bottle.
experience.
Yeah. The genie's out the bottle and it ain't going back in.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Janice, just as we start to giggle with laugh, Janice and I had such a fun session last week. We laughed
It was
ourselves.
awesome.
We did. It was such fun.
Yeah, it was great. Thank you again, Angela. I had some good laughs. I
Oh,
needed
likewise.
that.
Likewise. And that's the the other thing is that you're starting to see a lot more joy and laughter coming into
Mhm.
that kind of energy and that space. And it's so much about the permission just to access these higher frequencies. And even if a lot of the leaders don't understand what they're really doing, it doesn't matter either.
No, no, we're guided, we're directed, and it's all on purpose and all on point.
Right.
Yep. 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 Yep.
And laughter is it shifts the energy, right? For
Completely.
us, but for the world around us. And laughter also is that element of being able to make mistakes, poke fun at ourselves, right? And not poke fun at people, but looking at, okay, I'm not perfect. I can laugh at my mistakes, right? I can make fun of my mistakes from a perspective of, man, look what I'm learning, right? Isn't that interesting how I just said that or did that, right? And you might sound ridiculous. And I've had my moments where I'm like, I can't believe that just came out of my mouth, and you laugh about it, right? It's like we all in our humanness have this ability to relax into the human experience and allow the mistakes and be okay with them.
It's part of the journey because we've gone through life and we've been, told we need to be this way, we need to show proper, we need to do things. And as you get to this stage of our life that's like in this transition of whatever we're supposed to be next in the consciousness, even, it's like letting go of the construct that we talk about and letting go of the who we should be and allowing ourselves to truly be that authentic version of ourselves that's in there. And it's been controlled out of us in so many ways between school and social circles and parents, all of these things, right?
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh. What comes up for me is in that psychological safety. I love the personal responsibility part of it because haven't we just swung too far to the extreme of you triggered me, your words triggered me, your behavior triggers me. And it's like, whoa, like whose problem is that? Mine or yours, right? And so we've gotten into a culture where people are afraid to even speak because my gosh, I'm triggering everybody. It doesn't matter what I say. They're not happy with me. Um, and reversed it back to, oh, your words triggered me. Wonder what's going on inside of me. Let me look at that rather than placing it back on the other person that you said the wrong word. You phrased
yeah.
it wrong or right.
Yeah, the
Yeah, there's
mirror
that
again.
element of the what was termed by a mom lately was the pop culture, like in therapy, that it's all about them. Whoever's in the therapy, it's all about them, and they're forgetting about the connectiveness. And she's in the hopes that one day the kids will get the connectedness, because they're not there yet. And I'm like, that's okay. And she's learning to, pull away without the judgment of what is she doing wrong, right? It's that
Yeah.
element to know her children are going off and they're going to learn their lessons where they need to learn them. It's learning to not take that so personally and be so attached. I mean, that's what we learn in our life, is to be attached to everything, including our families, right? And we romanticize what we think our family should look like or should be like and act
Mhm.
like. And it's like our biological family plus our family that we bring into the world, they're teachers in a variety of ways. So it's through the darkness that we grow. With when we have children, our children are teachers because they trigger every damn wound that we're carrying
Yes.
in our life, right?
And it
And
doesn't stop, you guys. Like,
No.
once
you
they
know,
grow up, it's like it keeps going.
Yeah, it does.
They just and they're very in depth, those triggers too.
oh
And
yes,
so yeah, going back to they just the triggers are mirrors.
yeah,
Janet, you were talking about the mirror earlier on,
yeah,
and those triggers are what is that mirroring back? Oh, ow, okay, what is that mirroring back into me? And yeah, coming back to the personal responsibility that we all have to pick up our own shit, excuse the language, but we have to pick it up.
And
And
to recognize when it's not yours.
yes,
So that's a big one too for me, like not getting engaged because I recognize this is not about me.
yeah.
I'm just being the mirror for you, and I'm just gonna step back.
Absolutely. And it's also being able to turn around and go, okay, so what's my next step? And a key phrase, isn't that interesting? Right?
yeah,
Isn't that interesting? Is a real, and is this aligned with me? There's no judgment on the person, the
Yeah.
circumstance, the situation. It's just like, I'm noticing that.
Yeah.
Right?
Being an observer of it, like you said, it's that isn't that interesting? It allows removes the attachment to the situation, the
Or
emotional
the outcome.
response of the outcome, and allow you to just observe it, of see, and to have that when you have that disconnection, that separation, you're allowing the opportunity to discern: is this me? Is this not me? Is this something that I feel like I'm that's reaction and a reaction and within me? Or an activator, I like to call it, as opposed to
Yeah.
like a trigger, but just
Yeah.
allowing it to be, you feel into it. If it's yours, if you're like, no, I feel great. This has nothing to do with me. Then that's when you get to be like, okay, now I get to say or get to feel that I don't need to hold on to that. That isn't something that I need to connect to.
Yeah, and a
Eh,
great thing I heard from, when you're in an interaction with somebody. I heard this from Lee Harris, like, more than once. He said, "Just pause and say, can you just repeat that? I'm not sure I heard it correctly. Right?
Mhm.
And they will usually soften him back. It's very hard to hate someone up close, right? So,
Mhm.
so that suggestion, I love that. It's like, okay, because I'm reacting to what I think I heard you say, and that might not be that might not even be what you were intending to say. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to rephrase that
Yeah.
before I react, right? So,
Yeah,
but
because a lot of
relationships
people don't
are
think
just so
before they speak. That's true.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah.
Especially our children, we were talking about that, right? Like, they just let it fly.
Teenagers are great for that.
The wonder of that space in between where, and as we kind of grow in our and expand in our own consciousness, that A, I don't have to have all the answers anymore. B, I can just step back and be in this beautiful pause and allow things around me to unfold as they will. And part of that is also letting go of control, because we get ourselves into, I know, I certainly got myself into a whole bunch of trouble because it's that need to feel safe by taking or seemingly taking control. But it's actually all an illusion because we can't control anybody, least sometimes least of all ourselves. Um, but we don't have any control over anybody else or what they think or what their perceptions are, those close to us and those not so close to us. And it's
So true.
recognizing the fact that we have similar yet very different experiences. We have similar yet very different views, and it's about accommodating instead of judging and letting go of that need to be in control, to be in the driver's seat. I don't do that anymore. I'm sitting in the passenger seat. My higher power is very capable of driving this bus that I'm on, as opposed to me having to be in control. And that control is pseudo safety. It's not safety, real safety. So
You
yeah.
say that while I'm currently sitting in my Jeep, and you can't see it with my background, but I'm sitting in my passenger seat instead of my driver's seat because I have more space. That's so
Ah,
funny.
I woke up this morning with that, and I love that you said it, Angela. Let it go. That phrase was in my mind. And you said it too, Pamela, when you said the non attachment. We are very much in a space right now of letting go. And I still am. And I mentioned it a few weeks ago of being in that space of, like in meditation, just allowing everything to dissolve. And I'm still there. And I really feel that, like, stay there, let it go. Like, would you let go of everything, all your titles, all your labels, all of your business, everything? Just let it go and see what is coming through for us, because we need to be an empty vessel right now for these newer higher energies, frequencies to come in, as it is very powerfully right now.
That is the
Coming. It's
truest
coming.
essence. That is the truest essence of stillness.
Yeah.
Mm,
It's also so,
Stillness.
it's so true what you're saying, Janice, in the sense that letting go of this identity that I have formed around who I think I am versus who I really am. And all of that has to go. And that's the beauty of, that's also the messy part of the caterpillar turning into the butterfly. It is about letting go all these misconceptions, preconceptions that we've had based on what we think, that primarily that other people want us to be, let alone who we think we really are. Because
mhm.
I know most of us have been trained to mold ourselves into mold ourselves into what society wants us to be, and that releasing and letting go, it's so liberating.
Mm.
It's not easy. It's incredibly liberating. Um, we fight surrender, most of us,
Oh my gosh, yeah.
and
Well,
yet when we get onto the other side of having surrendered, I'm going, what the heck did I hold on to that for so long?
Yeah.
so true. But it's not really surprising. I had somebody point this out to me the other day, Janice, that you said, I'm still feel like I'm letting go of that. I'm still processing. I'm still allowing those things to be released. Not surprisingly, because like I said, I had somebody share this with me the other day, And I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is this whole year." So we are in the transition from the year of the snake to the year of the horse. And what does the snake do? The snake sheds its skin. It's a transition from the inner alchemy to outward embodiment. So this is like next year we're moving into that like embodiment of the transformation. So we're not quite there yet. So we're still in this shedding of the old, of what we've been, of society and the culture that we've been in. Like no wonder there's chaos going on right now because there's a shift happening, right? And it's allowing that surrender to truly happen.
Yeah. And we're in a 9 year. So
Yeah,
it's a let go year. What are you ready to let go of? Let it go. Let it go. And even
completion.
if you're not ready to let go of it, let it go. Like there's the key. I
Yeah.
keep hearing, what are you ready to let go of in your life? Well, I mean, there's a lot of things I can think of, but we don't think of the underlying stuff. So it's like even the stuff we want to hold on to, let it go. Let
Let
it
go of
go.
the attachment of it, yeah.
And
Yeah.
and as we're letting it go, it's leaving room for other things to come in. That's
Yes.
and it comes in quicker. I don't know about you guys, but I know for me over the last probably month and a half, I'm like, friggin' ideas are flowing. I think Angela spoke a couple of sessions ago about how everything's coming in. And it is. And it's like when you least expect it, like a download, an idea, and it's all coming into play. As I've been working on rebranding and doing things a little bit differently, it's like it's coming together, the pieces of the puzzle, and it's like it is it keeps me in awe is the best way to describe it.
Great.
And
And it's
I
interesting.
love that feeling. I wish everybody could live in that feeling, to be honest, because it's that element of recognizing the more that I let go, the more that I allow. And it's like, oh, I just got goosebumps with that. My goosebumps.
It's so interesting too because as we know, or we've spoken about, Pluto has moved into Aquarius and sitting at 0 degrees in Aquarius, and we've got a big major transit happening in February where Neptune and Scorpio move to 0 degrees Aries. So they are in the last throes of the last degree of the cycle. So we're talking about completion again astrologically. And there's a whole new energy shifting next year. And then energy as well, we're talking about Scorpio. Scorpio ruled by Saturn. Saturn is also about transformation. And it's not to be confused with Pluto. Pluto's god of the underworld, so everything is underneath and it comes out from the earth. Whereas Scorpio energy transformation is about water. So when we start to talk about moving into being in flow, that's the Saturn energy of Scorpio starting to actually give us the shift that is starting to move in, and it has sped up from. I certainly noticed it from the time that we moved into Scorpio energy around about the 21st of where are we now? October, and things have just last 2 weeks have just sped up. Something
Mhm.
it's like taken so long for everything to start to get moving, and all of a sudden, it's here we go.
It feels like the last 6 months have been like this evolution, and then I feel like a refining as well. Like I know Janice, you spoke of this too within your own business of like this refining, and even like you said, in the last few weeks, I felt so much clarity around that refinement, and it's like, oh, okay. I'm still putting the words to it, but it's been so much fun, like you said, Pam, about the experience of all of that.
And refinement is only going to be for so long because you're going to be changing it again down the
Oh,
line.
I
exactly.
know. That's what I was just thinking.
Yeah.
Because it's a complete evolution because and I think I was there. It's like I started this business, Soulfully Aligned Women, like 7 years ago. Okay, this is what it's about. And I clung to that and it's for too long. And it's like, no, I need to. It was over the summer when I started to visualize it as its own ball of energy and me just letting go and allowing it to evolve and grow in the way that it is meant to evolve and grow and just being, holding space for it. So and that when you say that, Pam, it's like, and as it's growing and refining into something new, I need to keep holding it lightly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I'm laughing so hard because my 7 year cycle, every time I went through the 7 year cycle, I actually started off a new business and a new brand. So
Right?
And that's making me laugh. It literally is every 7 years a
It is.
difference. They're all now brands within the same business, but in those years it was, "No, that business is not working, so let me change it altogether. The name, the branding." So, yeah. It
It,
just
it
look
is.
back
It's
and
funny because even for myself, I mean, the branding, it's still
yeah,
working, but it's
yeah,
not aligned in the same way anymore. And I've got to shift and change to what feels more aligned, feels more authentic to who I am. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Evolve.
it's incredible. It's really
Yeah,
incredible. And it's exciting because I
it
don't know
is.
where it's going. I don't know where
I
it's going. I'm just along for the ride.
I've
I'm excited.
noticed how much people have changed. So where I started in the beginning, people have already evolved past that, like
Yeah.
now. So it's like, no, now I need to serve in a different way and keep evolving me. Like you can't stop yourself because if you're going to be kind of a leader in this industry, you need to keep moving forward and in your own evolution and growth, like you said. And then you're changing and they're changing. It's this constant like move, ebb and flow and dance.
Make it also makes so much sense because as we do the inner work, so the outer manifestation of that inner work does shift and change, and therefore the energy and the frequency of the work that we do, the businesses that we have, shifts and changes as well because it's a manifestation of who we are.
Yeah.
So the more work we're doing on ourselves, the more that shift is going to be presenting itself in terms of what we take out into the world as well. So
And
everything's a stage of evolution, but it's spelled with the evolution, not just evolution. It's
yes.
He's rocking and rolling, our Eve is.
And,
Actually, I'm reading Lilith right now. So
How opportune.
I love it.
and I think also too, like with this speeding up of things, I'm gaining so much more clarity.
Oh,
Like
yes.
and like I've never had before. I
Mhm.
actually have an understanding of a niche market. I mean, this is language that is still kind of old school, but it's that element. I know where I can apply what it is that I'm bringing to the table. Because the biggest thing for me from that spiritual perspective is I'm not stepping into the yoga. I'm not stepping into all of those things that everybody associates with spirituality and with growth and change. And I'm not saying there isn't value for those things because there is. But for me, I recognize it's helping people who are literally just starting on their path. I'm like the kindergarten teacher. So it's
Mm.
it's bridging the spiritual with the human experience in a way that they're not going to run scared. They're not going to roll their eyes. They're not going to, oh my God, this is crap. You know what I mean? So it's been really, really interesting because it's taking me all this time to figure that out. And they finally have shown me in a variety of ways. And I was like, thank you, thank you, thank you. That makes sense to me now. And I was told I was a kindergarten teacher for this years ago.
Oh,
And I
that's so funny.
couldn't grasp it, right? Well, obviously couldn't or wasn't ready to, whatever the case might be. It's happening now.
And
So it's again,
those
these things formulate ahead of time. We just might not be ready to receive them. And then all of a sudden things come
You're
together in a
there.
way that it makes so much sense.
There's the two elements, the one of our own readiness, but there's also the readiness of the field. Because
Yes.
if the field's not ready to respond to I mean, that's been, it feels like that's what been my last
Forever.
20 years has been about that. Um, but now the field is ripening in terms of what it is that's the two energies are starting to meet each other.
Yes.
Our own preparedness and the fact that the field is ready to actually absorb what we're taking out into the world.
Yes.
That again is higher powers timing. It's got nothing to do with any of us. And as you said, Pam, do we actually need to know what it looks like? No, we don't. We just need to keep doing what we do each and every day. And
I know I drive my
we get shown more and more and more is always being revealed. And it's being in that patience, that space of patience and the willingness just to actually let go and say, okay, you're going to reveal the next step to me. I don't need to figure it out. Figuring it out is not is me wanting to go back into being in control again. Yeah.
and it's funny because I drive my partner crazy because he's so pragmatic and old school in the where's your business plan? I'm like, what are you talking about? I've never done anything
Yeah,
with
no.
it. I don't put myself in that box.
Well, it's funny because the things that have come through for me are things like I shared this with a woman I'm working with, and when I expressed it to her, she's like, "Nobody's. It's within the field, but it's further down the road still. It's not even in the end, like in where we are right now, where we're evolving quickly." But there was something I was sharing, and she's like, "I don't think that people are ready for that yet." So it's like, okay, I'll calm myself down, like and wait, like you said, the patience of, okay, we'll come back to where we are today. But it's fun. I love this evolution, and I love the like you said, the refinement and the clarity and the stuff that's coming through. It's been so fun.
It is. I picture, and this is kind of part of my brand experience too, is I am standing on the leading edge of
Yeah.
creation, like right on the edge of the cliff, and I am putting my foot out and trusting the next
Yeah.
the ground to materialize under my feet. And so that is part of like being a manifester. Right? That is part of
Mhm.
being in this energy of like, oh my gosh, let's jump into quantum energy. Let's talk about that. Right?
Yep.
So there are a lot of people that are like, What?
Yep.
But that's okay because you're blazing the trail. You're the one at the front. So keep having those conversations that are leading edge. Keep going there and stretching everybody else to get there too.
Well, and the idea and the concepts around the fact that we are, yes, we all know we're energetic beings, but it's the physical energy, the health energy, or the energy, and this is it. I'm still trying to put words to it. Is like that our energetic health, like literally paying deeper attention to our energetic health and not just around like it's a physical, tangible thing versus like, our physical health, our mental health, our spiritual health. There is our energetic health, and it's not just about energy healing. There is a much deeper understanding that we are just kind of getting into. So it's been so fun.
I had
Yes.
such interesting experience talking about the edge when I was in Los Angeles. And that was there was this group of women that are coming together. They're putting their own business together. They're doing some really amazing stuff. Frequency doesn't resonate for me, but I had this was the first time I had this really real and to try and put it into words, experience of being on the edge of observing and not collapsing into their energy and still being able to hold that space and hold my own
Mhm.
space within all this energy that was buzzing around me. And so this whole concept of the edge, not only taking the leap off the edge, but the concept of being on that edge of it's okay for me to just step back and observe what's
Mhm.
going on and that I can take the time out to see whether that energy is resonating for me. And if
Yeah.
it's not, I can step back without judgment because it's just different. And that level of clarity and discernment is something that I'm really coming to not only listen to much more, but to really treasure that I can actually sit on the edge without collapsing into what other people are either saying, doing, or how they're showing up. And that was very liberating. That for me was huge in terms of a level of liberation that Dad brought. Was amazing.
So fun.
Was amazing.
Nice.
Oh, there was a lot of chaos going on around me. I was going and just okay, step back and also breathe. That breath work, how important breath work is. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, and we talked about taking any of these ideas and grounding them. Like everything needs to, as we continue to ascend, it's the grounding process, right? Angela, you've repeated that multiple times in our conversations of everything, and though as though we continue to evolve and ground or evolve and ascend, there is the grounding process for it to solidify, for it to come back to uh the um the root, to just be able to root that in an embodiment and all of that beautiful stuff, right?
And to anchor it, yeah. And it's bringing
Anchor.
it's truly anchoring spirit into matter.
into the
And
human experience.
yep,
Yeah.
yep, 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 yep.
Well, and
Yeah, I
that's
can't
what
believe that.
conscious creation is bringing the quantum energy into physical matter.
Yeah,
Mhm.
can you
Creating
believe
heaven on earth.
Mhm.
the time
Flow.
together has flown by tonight. Well, for you it's daytime. For me it's tonight time. Yeah, where's 45 minutes gone? It's just so amazing to be with you.
That was a great conversation,
Yeah.
ladies.
Yes.
It was absolutely phenomenal. Like, I love where we go with all of this.
Uh, This is the
So
whole purpose.
anyone who's out there that's listening, please leave your comments, subscribe on YouTube, let us know your thoughts, ask questions. That's what we're here for. Because this conversation's for us, but just as much as it's for us, it's for all of you out there as well. Take what you like, take what resonates, take what aligns, and leave the rest behind. And we're always here to come back and revisit when you need to.
And I want to check in and share what's coming up for a few of us, specifically Janice.
Well, I am off to Spain for a beautiful co-facilitating an art retreat in Granada. And I'm so excited to be doing this. So I'm meeting a beautiful group of women there. We're meeting, I get to go to Madrid first for a couple days, and then we are off to Granada and the coast. And yeah, I will be sharing that on my social media, giving you lots of creative ideas to engage with me while I'm there. Not just, hey, look at me, I'm in Spain. It's like, it's not about that. It's going to be about, creation energy and art and everything. So I'm going to share that in there. And we have one spot left. I'm telling you, if you still want to come, any
There you
last minute
go.
adventure seekers, come connect with me.
That's
I
awesome.
love it.
Yeah, so I
And
won't
we've had
be
lots
here.
of oops, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. So I won't be here next Friday or the Friday after, but I will be back with lots of stuff to share after that.
So,
Amazing. Thank you for sharing. And Pam, you've had lots of things going on as well.
Yeah.
oh, I have. It's been an interesting journey. I am in the process of publishing 4 children's books.
Woohoo!
Amazing.
Kind of spiritual, messaging, kindness, empathy, safety around speaking with spirit in children's stories. So that's in the works. I'm hoping to have those ready to go for next month. I am in the process of writing another book, although I think I might add to it. I don't know, but from autopilot to awareness, conquering conflict in relationships. So talking about the self-responsibility aspect. It's a very how-to kind of book. I was speaking last week at the Canadian Hypnosis Conference, which will eventually be on my website. I haven't got it yet. They're in the process of editing the talk. It was amazing. It was a really, really good weekend. Connecting with other people who are doing their work as far as helping other people grow and evolve. So it just was really cool. What else is going to India in January? That's all booked, ready to go. So I'm very excited about that. I'm in the process of developing 5J retreats, intensive retreats down in the Dominican.
Ooh,
So taking people through the point of awareness method, but it's going to be an intensive. Another woman is bringing some of her gifts from a hypnosis perspective, but doing it in a shorter time span. Originally, it was going to be 10 days. Recognizing that there's a lot of people who have been so attached to their roles that they're having a hard time if they're coming into like downsizing and now they're, having to leave a company. So that's kind of the people in the market that I'm going to look at. People who maybe have retired and have recognized that I'm lost, that kind of thing as well, just to help to reestablish themselves and who they truly are, not based on those roles that they've had. So probably I'll have 4 of those next year, 2 back to back.
amazing.
And yeah, it's all coming together. The website's coming together. It's just been an incredible friggin' month and a half. So thank you for asking, Alana. Yeah, it's cool.
Good. Angela, anything going on there?
Yeah, November, we're looking at circles of truth again. I've got another next week. I have another invitation to discover what circles of truth are all about, and then we're going to be doing a session on the 17th. And then the other thing that I'm doing is towards the end of the month, I'm running my amplified intuition, which is my AI program of how to use AI with your intuitively.
I love
So
that.
it's a fair amount of gifting. I'm gifting out a lot this particular month because I really connect with the Native American Indian philosophy of the giveaway. and also the circular economy and how we circulate energy, circulate frequency, circulate in all of whatever we refer to as abundance, whether it's time, whether it's who we are, whether it's finance, money, it doesn't matter. The definition's so much broader. So I'm excited about a giveaway month. And then that giveaway will continue through each month. There'll be something that will be a giveaway. And then, yeah, getting a lot of content out into Substack, starting to gear up to launch the first Business Yogi beta in January. So there's a lot of work going on there, a lot of design work. And then also a big direction, again, moving into the corporate space with a colleague of mine. He does all the business development. Thank you, God. I don't have to do any of that. And I can show up and just do the work and get paid for that, which is really amazing. But we're doing some really, really interesting stuff in the corporate space as well.
That's
And yeah,
exciting.
and having to temper and roll back, like we were talking about the psychological safety earlier on, rolling back into terminology that is still, it's different, but it's still palatable for people within the corporate space. So yeah, lots of exciting stuff happening in that space as well. So yeah, I feel like they often feel like I'm spinning lots and lots of plates, as we all do, but they actually all interlink and they all connect. So yeah, having a lot of fun. What about you, Alana? Because you're also busy, busy, busy.
Busy, busy. There's been a lot of in-person stuff lately. I have two, I'm doing some intro to Reiki just because people are still trying to figure out what that looks like, feels like. So giving them some of those experiences to understand it deeper, as well as women's circles in person. I'm starting a few of those as well. So in the next few months, locally here in Prince Edward Island, there's some of those things going on. And I'm also in the transition phase of currently some things like shared a little bit about the energetic health and what that looks like, feels like, and I'm kind of developing something around that. So lots of work in progress over the next little while. So much
And
fun.
Yeah, it's just allowing it all to unfold instead of trying
Mm,
to control it. And that's even more fun, just to see how it just almost manifests itself.
yep.
exactly.
And just to add something I forgot about, in December, I will be starting a live stream podcast. Safer, simple self mastery tools to live your best life.
Right.
Amazing.
And so
Awesome.
there's going to be lots of nuggets going out there helping people about the self responsibility, sovereignty, that sort of thing. So that's going to be starting. Yeah, things have come together. I mean, one of the workshops at the last weekend at the conference was about live streaming and what that looks like. So I'm just getting some of my things together and going to get that started.
Lots
Awesome.
of exciting things going on. I love it.
Yay.
Yeah.
Lots of seeds being sown for 2026.
Absolutely.
Yes. Well, I think we will wrap with that. And thank you all, everyone, for joining us here as the circle closes for now. The light remains not just here, but within you. Let these teachings echo through your being like a lighthouse calls over the sea, steady, unwavering, and sovereign. Share, like we said earlier, share what touched your soul. Please, please, please subscribe if you feel the call, or share with others who may feel the call or be resonant with what we are sharing here today. And always remember, you are the light, you are the way, and the circle will be here when you need to return. Have a beautiful day.
Bye,
Wonderful.
everyone.
Wonderful.
Bye,
Wonderful.
everybody.
Bye, everyone.